Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kai and I am currently about to be homeless. Okay, just joking, it's not that deep. But anyways, it is currently summertime here in New York City and it is peak season for moving. For those of you that don't know, everyone here in New York City is ready to move into an apartment, so everyone's on their toes and like ready to pounce on the next immediate listing that's available. But anyways, a little background. I am currently a nursing student here at Columbia University in New York, and my semester is ending in about 3 to 4 weeks, which means I am about to be kicked out of my student housing in about 3 to 4 weeks. So my goal has been to find an apartment that I can finally move into without being homeless when I have no place to live after I'm kicked out of here. So my potential roommate and I have been touring apartments for the past couple weeks around East Village, West Village, Greenwich Village, Gramercy, because that's typically where we want to find our apartments at. So we've just been touring here and there looking for places. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little bit of a struggle because we still haven't found something in our budget or with an apartment that is maybe in our budget, but just without the amenities that we're looking for. So we're just kind of in this limbo state where we're like, oh my God, are we gonna be able to find an apartment within these next 3 weeks? So a little bit of panic here and there, but I gotta believe it, I gotta be confident. Manifest, manifest, manifest. So I wanna share with you guys some of the requirements and must-haves for our New York City apartment hunt. These are everything that needs to be there for an apartment that we're gonna have, no matter what. These are hands down must-haves for us that we cannot compromise. So number one, obviously there's 2 of us, so we want 2 bedrooms. I think that one's crystal clear, right? Second, our budget for my roommate and I is about 4.2K in total, so meaning each of us are expecting to pay around $2,100 or less per person. I think any less than that, we're gonna start compromising some of our amenity must-have lists, and anything above that would be obviously out of our budget. So we came to the decision that 4.2K was about the right number. Third requirement is the location in Manhattan. So personally for me, I definitely want to immerse myself in the middle of the city. I really want to like feel, I guess, like a New Yorker. And going to Columbia's nursing program, I am currently in Washington Heights, which is right above Harlem and right next to Bronx. And because of that, this whole past year, I've kind of missed out on living in Manhattan. So I don't want to do that again. So I want to be in the heart of Manhattan, meaning Greenwich Village, West Village, and East Village. We really like the villages because yes, it is still New York City, but it's not like the skyscraper corporate buildings like Wall Street or Midtown New York City. It's more like these boutiques, cafes, salons, thrift stores, and like all these like cute little shops. Our fourth requirement is good lighting. I am a person that gets seasonal depression, and my mood will definitely change based on if the sun is out or if it's raining. If it's raining, you're gonna catch me sad or like not as upbeat. And if it's sunny, like I literally want to go everywhere, like walk everywhere, sing while I'm walking, and just, I don't know, I just get so happy when the sun is out. So I want to make sure when I'm in my apartment, I get quality sunlight into my rooms, or at least the living room. Also, good lighting is so important for us because my roommate and I love plants. Obviously these are fake, but we want to invest in some real plants. So we're gonna need adequate sunlight if we're gonna have like plants hanging from the ceiling or right by our windows, and like it's just so important. I don't know. Before I continue any further about how I want to design my apartment, I want to thank our sponsor for today's video, Skillshare. So basically, Skillshare is a learning community for creators. Anyone can take an online class, watch video lessons, create projects, and even teach a class themselves. But personally for me, since I'm moving into my new apartment, I'm highly interested in interior design and also having the confidence of creativity to move forward with this kind of endeavor. So for me, I've been taking an online class at Skillshare called Plants at Home, Uplift Your Spirit and Your Space. And I'm learning how to really assess my apartment space and finding the perfect plant that'll fit it. And I'm truly learning a lot, but I'm also being interactive with it as I got to start my own project. And I call it the most aesthetic plantsy New York City apartment, where I get to add a bunch of pictures for inspos, but also little descriptions here and there for my own. And personally for me, I am a very shy learner, so I need a lot of confidence and a little boost. So I've been also taking a creative confidence and silencing your inner critic course that really allows me to be inspired and have the little push I need to go really outside of my box. And guys, I also want you to be challenged outside of your box. So for the first 1,000 people to use my link, we'll get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, because honestly, no goal is too small, and Skillshare teachers are here to take us step by step. The next thing is having wooden floors. I have a black cat. She likes to scratch a lot of things, and we have carpet. I'm just so scared that she's gonna damage it when she's scratching or eating her dough or like scratching at the carpet, that it might like damage the interior, and I don't want to get fined for that. So a must-have for us is definitely having wood floor, closer to nature, I guess. Then next is open kitchens. This one is really big because I don't want to spend my money eating out anymore, because that's pretty much a lot of where my money goes out the window. So I want to give myself a high incentive of cooking at home, and when I have a pretty kitchen, I'm gonna want to cook at the kitchen. And then lastly, pets. Say hi, Spaghetti. Hi. So pets required no matter what. So I know you guys are curious now about how these apartments looked. I took a lot of videos while we went touring. I think we have about 6 or 7 places that we checked out. It was through Street Easy, which is the apartment finding app primarily for New York City. So long behold, here are the apartments that we toured. So when you first walk in, you're in the living room and there's not really any good lighting coming through. Seems like there's a building right in front of us. But walking into bedroom number 1, there seems to be good, adequate lighting with the 2 windows right here. And walking into bedroom 2 was absolutely not ideal whatsoever. It was completely a box. It felt like I was being trapped in there. The kitchen was moderately ideal. I mean, it was open space kitchen, but the appliances seemed pretty old, especially the oven and the fridge. I liked how there was overhead microwave. Surprisingly, the bathroom was pretty spacious. Even though it was narrow, it was pretty long enough for us to like fit at least 3 people if we wanted to. Not that we would, but the size was good. So immediately walking into this apartment, I knew it had phenomenal lighting. Like, everything was so bright, and the living room was really spacious with big windows right onto the street. Bedroom number 1 had insane lighting. Like, you see the ray of sunshine coming through, perfect for plants right there. Bedroom number 2 was absolutely massive. It was at least 3 times the size of bedroom 1. It had 2 closets. However, I do wish both of these bedrooms were more equal in size rather than being so different. The kitchen was absolutely phenomenal. It was open space concept and all the appliances were new, and even the counter was granite or marble top. The bathroom was just as on par, with the walls being made out of marble or granite, and the countertop was all just so clean and sleek, and I love the standing showers. And the little closet space was so cute, like it just made sense. So for this apartment, the tour was an open house, so the tenants were there, so I couldn't really film in the bedrooms. But right off the bat, walking in through the kitchen, it was so narrow and everything felt so cramped. Kitchen appliances were so old. Like, look at that oven. I don't know, it just wasn't it. But the living room was like kind of spacious with those 2 windows there, but not enough light was coming in, so it still felt kind of dark. Bathrooms wise, I felt like it was kind of small. Honestly, the tub was taking up way too much space. A standing shower would have been good enough, but it just, I don't know, it wasn't it. So right off the bat, this whole apartment was so brightly lit as soon as I walked in, and my favorite part was the island for the counter. It was just so aesthetic, and so much sunlight even through the kitchen. The appliances were so new, even the dishwasher. It was just, oh my god, it was perfection, honestly. Even the bathroom was so simple and sleek, and it didn't take up much space. And the bedroom number 1 was amazing, with 2 tall windows with adequate and supple sunlight coming in. The closet wasn't too big, but you know, it's worth it with the sun like that there. Bedroom number 2 had little bars on that one window, so it wasn't my favorite, but honestly, how could I complain with the rest of the apartment looking like this? So for this apartment, the kitchen and the living room was connected together, and I think for that reason the kitchen seemed a lot bigger than it was. But I really enjoyed that window space. Closet space wasn't too big. The kitchen appliances were all stainless steel new, so I love that. And then for bedroom number 1, there was adequate and supple sunlight, which I loved, but the room was a little smaller than I expected. But the closet space was big. The bathroom size was honestly so massive for no reason. I wish they had taken some of the size from here and then added to the living room. Bedroom 2 was so big. I guess it was the master bedroom. It had so much sunlight. The windows were huge. It was such a good view of East Village as well. And I love the little window doors leading into the bedroom. So first things first, walking into this apartment, we are met with a giant window with plenty of sunlight. Absolutely loved how open space the kitchen was, and all the appliances were so brand new and stainless steel, and the windows here were so big. And this bedroom number 1 had 3 freaking windows. It was such a good size, and you could get sunlight from each of the directions. So freaking good. And the rooms did not feel cramped at all. Bedroom number 2 had equal good sunlight. Although it was just 1 window, it was good enough. And then the bathrooms, it was actually pretty big to even fit a whole tub without it feeling cramped. And the best part is a washer and dryer in unit. So when you first walk into this apartment, you're greeted by another big window with adequate sunlight right onto the kitchen. The living space is pretty good, and the appliances are so stainless steel and new. I love it. I love the big window right in front of the sink. Honestly, I could feel myself cooking and looking out the window and just having a big smile on my face. So I am absolutely in love with bedroom number 1. There's 2 big windows with lots of sunlight peering into the center of West Village. And bedroom number 2 wasn't as good as number 1, but it still had a good window with lots of sun. The only problem was it was just a little bit small, kind of like a box. I would say the downside was the bathroom. It was pretty cramped and it seemed kind of dirty. But honestly, I am still in love with this apartment for being at the heart of West Village. It's so lovely here. So guys, that was the tour of the 7 apartments that we checked out. I honestly had my favorites and my disfavorites, clearly. I think my top 3 choices from those tours was, my first favorite was the apartment that we checked out with big master bedroom and then the one other small bedroom. Honestly, I can get over the sizing of those 2 bedrooms, but I just loved how bright the sun was coming in from both the windows in the living room and the bedrooms. The bathroom was so nice. The kitchen was my absolute favorite on that one. It just felt so clean and sleek, and it was just so aesthetic to look at, and I could feel myself actually wanting to cook at home more with that one. The second one was the one with the island counter, and that one was absolutely gorgeous. I don't know, for some reason I love islands, and they just make me want to like get in my home decor era or something. I don't know, it just reminds me of my home back in Missouri, I guess, my family home. That one was really good. Sunlight in each of the rooms was amazing. The living room, both the bedrooms, even in the bathroom, it was just on par. And then my third favorite was the one in West Village. I think interior wise for that apartment, it wasn't as good as the other 2 that I liked, but just because it was at the center and the heart of West Village, there's something about it. I can't overlook that. I could overlook some of the dislikes I had for that apartment just because of the area. And yeah, so those 3 were my top 3, and the other 4 were just kind of like I didn't really feel as much. I had bad sunlight, bad appliances, the kitchen didn't make sense, or the bathrooms were too small, or it just didn't really match my vibe, I guess. Now that I have my top 3, I'm gonna start looking into my application process. For that is a different set of requirements that require some documentation and paperwork on my end. And so that will be my ID, recent bank statement, recent paycheck, letter of employment, landlord rec letter, and also I'm gonna need a guarantor because New York City has this thing where they want to know that you're able to pay for the apartment. So you either have a guarantor that you know in your family or friends that could show that they have proof of income 40 times the rent, or if you don't have anyone in your immediate circle that you know of, you can pay for a guarantor online that can make 80 times the rent. And because personally I don't know anyone in my immediate circle that can make 40 times the rent, which is about 4K times 40, $160,000. My roommate and I have to pay for a guarantor that can make 80 times that rent. So that would be $320,000, which is fine. That's why we pay for that kind of a service. So now I'm just gonna collect all those papers and documents that I need and hopefully start my apartment process. I don't have much time, so I better get on my grind. So anyways, guys, that was an apartment tour of 7 different units across the New York City area. And I hope you guys took something out of this as well. So whenever you move to New York City in the future, you can find your dream apartment as maybe a lot easier of a time than I did, or I am having right now. So good luck with that, guys, and thanks so much for watching.